Hello everyone, and welcome to Kansas Motor Speedway. We are here for the Variant Air Command 400. That's right, we are here for the final race in the playoffs. That's right, as you might know, there was a bit of an issue with NASCAR's servers last time we raced at Bristol. That's right, we did have, amazingly, Greg Biffle win there at Bristol, thus clinching his way into this final race of the playoffs. We also had a bit of an issue with all of the other points systems as NASCAR's entire system went down, and because of that the Charlotte Roval and the Darlington race were cancelled as NASCAR cannot get those to work, and because of the points difference and elimination that would be needed, it would cause major issues. So we have gone to Kansas. That's right, where we have raced at those other tracks. We are now here at the Digital Alley. We are now here at Kansas Motor Speedway for the final race of the playoffs. Is that confusing or what? It is, but you know what? We don't make up the rules, NASCAR does, so that's how it's going to work. Exactly. At least it's not as confusing as next year's All-Star race. You got a point there. Anyways, your top four going into the championship race here at Kansas, presented by the Variant Air Command, is Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, Montreux Jr., and Kevin Harvick. That's right, so we got qualifying that's going to be happening here in just a bit, and then we're going to go racing. Welcome everyone to the beginning of the Variant Air Command 400 here at Kansas Motor Speedway. That's right, NASCAR decided to honor the Variant Air Command as they've had issues with their TBM Avenger as it crashed recently at the Cocoa Beach Air Show. Want to send all the love and support we can to them as they work on finding the issue and restoring it, and we're now going racing here in Kansas. That's right, here we go everyone. So what we have going on, obviously, is the playoff race for the championship as Alex Bowman leads us into turn 1. That's right, and so we've got ourselves 4 guys. They're going to be trying to get themselves a win. We got Kyle Busch. We also have Kevin Harvick. We also have Montreux Jr. And of course, the only Roush Fenway car to make it to this stage, Greg Biffle in his return. Definitely happy to see that he will be returning to racing once again next season with the SRX. So proud of him, as there was a huge wreck on the front stretch. William Byron, multiple other cars involved. That's right, so multiple problems there. I'm not totally sure how that all started, but definitely William Byron getting stuck on the nose of Greg Biffle. We'll see if anyone comes to the pits, and they will not. We restart. Yes, obviously a bit of a problem going on there. Greg Biffle obviously had William Byron stuck on his nose for some reason, cannot get him off, and we are back racing. Right, so the obvious thing that we're going to be looking at is, will Greg Biffle be able to come in and win the final stage of the race? That is the main thing, or based on position. The championship will be decided as you will either have Greg Biffle as your champion, or one of the other 4. And we have, what are the rules here? That's right, so obviously the rules are pretty simple actually. We're going to have whoever finishes the highest will be your champion, like any other race, and we're going to see how that goes out as Greg Biffle is lagging behind pretty bad here to start off the first stage. The car doesn't seem to have quite enough speed, and everyone else seems to be pulling away. So this is kind of issue that we saw. It seemed like they'd gotten some speed there in Las Vegas last time we visited there on these intermediate tracks, but it looks like it is gone as championship contender Montreux Jr. has taken the lead from Kurt Busch. That's right, so obviously Kurt Busch has dropped back. Montreux Jr. trying to go for the championship. Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch following close behind as well. And you see some different issues going on with Greg Biffle. Looks like he's dealing with that loose car syndrome. Have to see how that goes, as he's going to be fighting that the whole time. Let's go down to the pits and find out what's going on. Alright guys, yeah, so what's going on with Greg Biffle's call is that after that, actually starting during the crash with William Byron there, the car is tight. Does not want to turn in to the turns, having to really get out of the throttle as he continues to race. And obviously the damage hurt his aero a bit there as he is creeping his way up back from a 28th start where he fell back to about 31st and just trying to get up there. And Christopher Bale is now your new leader. That's right, so obviously Christopher Bale has moved into that position, and it looks like he is going to be continuing to move on there very well. He's gotten past Montrex Jr., Kevin Harvick not in sight at the point, but BJ McLeod also trying to go for as many points here at the end of the season to be able to help bolster his team's finishing position overall for the season, so working hard on that. Yeah, that's definitely something that BJ McLeod's been working on, but hopefully the feud that we've had for the majority of this year does not cross over into this race, because BJ McLeod is not going to be wanting to be the guy that knocks out one of the contenders, aka Greg Biffle, from getting a championship. That will not go over very well. Exactly, and so we're going to have to wait and see how things continue to go on there. And we also see Ryan Newman up there in the top 10 having a brilliant race. We also can see Kyle Busch following hard after the 20 car, and Kevin Harvick is also finally reaching up there to the top 5. Yeah, that's something that everyone's been looking for, is where in the world is Kevin Harvick and all these guys are going to finish, and right where we thought they were going to be, Montrex Jr., Kyle Busch right up there. Actually, Kevin Harvick is nowhere in sight. Yes, correction, Kevin Harvick is in the back of the field. Did not have his exact position as the NASCAR scoring is unreliable due to that server issue previously mentioned. And we also see that tires are becoming an issue here at Kansas. Yeah, that was something that we all knew was going to come into play. So pit stops definitely a possibility here. Before the stage in, we're going to have to see how that goes. But you see Greg Biffle really running hard on those tires, trying to get up there. That's right, and you can also say that he is finally getting some closure with the 2 other championship cars that are in the top 10, namely Kyle Busch and Montrex Jr., and Christopher Bell in the 20 car continues to lead for Joe Gibbs. We have a Joe Gibbs 1-2-3 here as Greg Biffle comes up on Montrex Jr., who has fallen back, and he has now broken up that Joe Gibbs 1-2-3. Yeah, that's going to be something he's going to watch. And looks like that tire is almost done as he hits the wall there. He's really going to want to have to manage that tire wear. That's going to be something that we're going to have to watch a lot more of this race, as tire wear is a huge issue. You see him trying to sneak up behind Bell. There he goes, gets in between Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is pitting, as is Greg Biffle, a little bit too late perhaps. See if he can get it slowed down. There he goes. And Greg Biffle is in. And what is the strategy? Alright, so the strategy is 4 tires, very little gas as they don't need a whole lot, and also since this is only a stage pit stop and not a major, not the end of the race, they will be doing a repair on the car. Currently the car seems to be handling well as it goes longer into the run, so Greg Biffle says leave it, we have plenty of speed on the end of the run. But what could happen is the car does not have takeoff speed, so what that could equal out to, if we get a late race caution, is that Greg Biffle is going to be sitting still where everyone else is off the charts. And that is fascinating information that we were able to get from the pits, as Montrex Jr. is able to beat Greg Biffle out along with Kyle Busch. We also have Joey Logano, who is trying to make up some space here as well, trying to get those final race points here as we go into the final race of the season. Montrex Jr. and Kyle Busch slow on takeoff. Greg Biffle really trying to get the speed down and trying to catch up to them, and now they put away. Yeah, so that's something that we've been seeing with these Joe Gibbs cars for almost all the season. They have great takeoff, and they're able to really put some distance in between them and the competition. But Greg Biffle has shown that his car is always a long run car. Not sure what's going on with the Roush Fenway car builders, but their cars are never fast on restarts. It just never happens. They are a long run car, and so what they need is some long runs at the end of this race to even have a chance of winning the championship this year. As you just see just how far Kyle Busch, Montreux Jr. have spaced themselves. You also have Joey Logano, who is going for the pass here on Greg Biffle. All of these guys have a lot more speed than the number 16 Roush Fenway car, sponsored by Mac Tools. That's right, so as we come to the final 2 laps of Stage 1 of the Valiant Air Command 400, we're going to let you go to inside the cockpit of Greg Biffle. You see, looking at the telemetry there, you got him in 4th gear, getting a push from 48 car there. See him let out of the throttle right there, a little bit loose. 48 car is loose. 48 car is trying to get it, and the 48 car is around. Question is, will that cause the caution to come out as Ryan Newman gives a push to teammate Greg Biffle? Greg Biffle going to the low line there, trying to gain some position on the 22. Doesn't look like it's going to work. Looks like Ryan Newman's going to the inside. Actually, Ryan Newman's been pretty consistent trying to work with his teammate. Looks like he's going to go for a pass on the outside now that his teammate kind of let him go by. So one thing is very important, trying to let those teammates get as many points as they can. Big Biffle a little bit loose there. And we're just watching the that throttle. Looks like we got a slow call in front of Kyle Busch, Joey Logano. Looks like Greg Biffle's going to try to go high, gets into the wall. That's going to really slow him up. And he's coming down and will not get anywhere near those other 3 drivers there. But you see the points right there. Kevin Harvick nowhere to be seen for whatever reason. Looking for him here. There he is in 18th. He's really going to have to work hard if he even wants to be able to win a championship. Alright, so what is the plan here in the end of this stage? Alright, so Roush Fenway, as they already pitted, right side tires, full tank of fuel, and it's go time. Alright, we're going to let you ride with Greg Biffle here on the restart as we go racing into the 2nd stage of the Valiant Air Command 400. Alright, you see how he's setting up the turn, trying to turn a little bit wider, get a little bit low there because he misjudged the speed. All of this is very important, guys, because you got to be able to judge your speed, how fast are you going. You see Kyle Busch there in front, so see him taking that very wide stance, turning down low. Denny Hamlin's down there, kind of cut him off, trying to turn that low center of the corner, trying to get as much speed there, and we're going to see how that works. Denny Hamlin fighting hard on the inside. You also got Kyle Busch, so 3 wide here as we go racing, and got a little bit more into Denny Hamlin there than we wanted. Alright, turning back down, trying to get to the bump of this 19 there. It's got a bit of a run. It's going to go down. Going down to the thing. Now you look at how the car is handling. It only took right side tires, but you can see the rear tires all coming out from behind that car, causing it to be a little bit loose on sharp entry into the turn. So let's watch it here as he's going to go in. Right there, you see how much his view is changing. That's because the rear tires are actually sliding as he turns, and so you got a lot of different stuff going on there as he's racing. Exactly, so fascinating. So obviously he has a bit of a loose race car due to the tire change setup that they did, and we're going to look here at the tire telemetry brought to you by Hoosier. That's right, so we got Hoosier tires that have put on their special racing sensors. Usually use these for drag racing, but we do have them here on the Greg Biffle machine so that we're able to check out what's going on. So you see there about estimated fuel from what we know. This is a different graph there. So radiator, everything's looking good. Oil temperature is excellent. But yeah, you see right there, the right side tires, how much wear they have compared to those on the left. And left side tires are definitely worn, so that's definitely causing him a little bit of slippage there into the turn. As you see there, kind of pedaling the throttle, and that's actually getting him a little bit more speed into the turn. So a loose race car can actually work for you if you know how to use it on these particular tracks. Exactly, which is fascinating. Definitely a big thanks to Hoosier for setting up these Goodyear tires and wheel hubs with these special sensors for us to be able to watch the temperatures and the estimated wear on the tires. So definitely fascinating. As you see, Greg Biffle is now in the lead, working very hard to get as far ahead as he can. Alright, we're going to take you back to the Mac Tools hood cam. On the Greg Biffle machine, we have 6 laps completed in stage 2, and so green flag pit stops will be happening once again, most likely for tire wear. Fuel should be good for the most part on this particular race, as we have 11 laps to go. Looks like they will have to take splash fuel if they want to be able to make it all the way around. Precisely, and so one of the big things was, would Greg Biffle be able to get to the lead? And apparently that 2-tire strategy has actually helped him. And the question is, did any of the other cars take tires? Exactly, that is one of the biggest questions that we had, as we see Greg Biffle just driving away from everyone else on the field right now. And the answer is no, because of that, how late the green flag pit stops took place. The majority of those in the lead did not take tires on the stage end pit stop, and so it was fuel only and only adjustments. Greg Biffle obviously took right side tires after that stage finish, and that is giving him the extra speed that you see right now. Alright, we got caution, and that's going to bring everybody down for fuel and more than likely tires as well. We'll see how this cycles out. And there we are. So Greg Biffle obviously stays in the first position. You see Kyle Busch Montrix Jr. right behind him. Kevin Harvick has still not been able to improve his position as we go back to green here in stage 2. Yeah, Kevin Harvick has not been himself in this final stage. Even at Bristol, he wasn't that particularly good. Obviously had a bit of a wreck there at the end. But yeah, Kevin Harvick, definitely one of the guys that has been more silent of not really. I believe he only has 2 wins in the season this year, while everyone else has, like Kyle Busch has 5, Greg Biffle has 4, I believe. And so, pretty quiet season for Kevin Harvick compared to previous seasons. You see Kyle Busch there making the move. You also got Joey Logano trying to get past there as well. Montrix Jr. putting the bumper, almost getting Greg Biffle loose into Logano. Let Truex and Hamlin go there, as we got everybody kind of bunched up here, and you just see the disadvantage of the Roush Fenway car compared to the majority of the field. Ryan Newman actually making a pretty good restart, but yes, that number 16 car very slow to pick up speed here on the restarts. Exactly, and something interesting that we just saw there, BJ McLeod going past the 16 without much of an issue. Definitely important for Greg Biffle and BJ McLeod if they want to finish this race, to keep those tempers cool, as there definitely is a bit of a feud there. We also see Kevin Harvick has continued to fall back. He is now in the 20th plus position. That's right, Kevin Harvick continuing to fall farther and farther back. Behind the pack is got Chase Elliott there, as Nascar champion, getting loose. And you see, looks like Greg Biffle might be gaining a little bit of speed there. Everyone's not running past him as much, but you're definitely going to want to see a lot more speed from him here. Now, one thing is that they will not be able to do that right side tire strategy that they did in the last stage because of how many laps will be on these tires. More than likely, they will have to take all 4 tires come this stage in. So that's going to be very important and crucial to see how the car handles with that. As you see, Greg Biffle getting past BJ McLeod there. Ryan Newman in 5th. He's been running consistently in the top 5 for the majority of this race, doing a good job getting those extra points for Roush Fenway here at the final race of the season. Precisely, and so definitely very important as we get ready to go towards the next season to get those team points. That's definitely going to help out with multiple issues and also be able to bring in more sponsorship for these teams. This, of course, is Greg Biffle's one-off season, so we want to thank him very much for letting us follow along with him, and many of the NASCAR fans are very thankful to have been able to see him race once again in the Cup Series and even go for a championship in this season. We look forward to seeing him on CBS during the Superstar Racing Experience along with Tony Stewart and Ray Abraham. It's going to be very cool to see him race once again on short tracks and dirt tracks for that matter. The new series that will be starting this summer. That's right, definitely a cool gig that Tony Stewart has going there. And you see Greg Biffle getting out from behind Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch gets a little bit loose there. Kyle Busch is pretty loose. Greg Biffle got into him just a little bit on the entry of that turn 1. And looks like he's got the speed to bring home the stage points for the team here in the second stage. We'll be going to that final stage here in just a moment. That's right, looks like Greg Biffle has it all wrapped up here as he comes to take the green and checkered flag here at Kansas. Definitely a good, sizable amount of points. And you see how the points continue on. Looking for Kevin Harvick, and Kevin Harvick is all the way back in 22nd. Continues to fall back. He might be able to get a late race charge, but he's going to be need a pretty massive one to be able to do anything at this point. Alright everyone, we're coming back to green in the final stage of the Variant Air Command 400. Let's go racing. And there we go, we see not a whole lot, but Ryan Newman right there as usual. Really doing a good job for Roush Fenway this year. He's been consistently up here in the top 10. Very nice to see. It is sad to see that there is one car in the pits. Looks like he had a mechanical issue. Not sure who that is, but definitely hard to see a car out so soon in the race. Definitely going to hurt that team going forward points-wise. Exactly. So it is fascinating that even on the final race of the season, points are so important, but they really are. It really does help the team sell sponsorship, and it also is very important in the team standings with NASCAR and etc. Multiple things that are very important about that. As you see cars going left and right beside the Greg Biffle machine, and he is spinning. Huge rock as Greg Biffle is spun. That is definitely not what anyone wanted to see there. I'm not really sure how that's going to play out, but I'm going to suggest that Greg Biffle go ahead and come down, get tires, fix the damage, and see how that goes. Alright, Greg Biffle there in the back of the field after that wreck, fixed the damage, got right side tires, and we're going to be going back to green after that early wreck. And that's something that Greg Biffle is really going to be hoping for, is that is the wreck of the stage, and that there will not be any late breaking wrecks. If he can get these long runs to work for him all the way to the end of the race, because we're going to have a pit stop again, there's going to still be a green flag pit stop, then he should be able to pull it out with his long run car. Exactly, definitely important for Greg Biffle to be able to get those long runs as his car comes in. Very, very important, so he's definitely going to be hoping and looking for that as he continues to race. Yeah, so very important. So now he's got to pick his way through all of this traffic, getting back up towards the front, which can definitely be frustrating, especially when you're just in the front and actually just leading and winning a stage. Very frustrating for a championship driver, but definitely not impossible. Precisely, and so obviously the car seems to have been handling fairly well before that. obviously slow car during that very chaotic restart, and obviously got turned towards the wall, which caused multiple issues. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get a replay of that. I hope so as well. And down the pit. Alright, so what we have, with 15 laps completed, we have 17 laps remaining. All of these drivers have 12 laps of fuel. Well, actually, Greg Biffle has 12 laps of fuel, as most of the other drivers stayed out, did not come back down for more fuel. So Greg Biffle can actually outrun all of these cars' fuel strategy by several laps and be able to more than likely put some of these drivers a lap down. The biggest thing is, should he pit while everyone else is pitting? If he does not pit, the potential of him going a lap down is extremely high, especially if he overshoots the speed limit or the pit box. So multiple things that the Roush Fenway team is going to have to look at here as we approach green flag pit stops. Also, tire strategy. What do? Do you do 4 tires since you just did 4 tires, or do you do right side tires again? So multiple issues that they're going to be looking at, and definitely a lot of speed out of that 16 car right now. So the question is, when do you pit? Yeah, definitely fascinating there. Because as I said, everyone else is going to pit a little bit early, because everyone else hasn't had the fuel that Greg Biffle just got. So the question is, when is everybody going to come? And honestly, I think Greg Biffle should pit with everyone else. Because luckily for him, he doesn't have to take as much fuel. And so that's going to make his stop a little bit quicker, as he won't have to take near as much fuel as all these other drivers. You see him getting frustrated with other drivers. He's got newer right side tires, really trying just to charge up there to the front, everybody kind of in the way. But he definitely needs to cool off just a little bit if he wants to be able to win this race later on. Too much damage is not going to help. Precisely, and so very important, as you said there. Honestly, I think that is the best strategy, is pitting with everyone else. Obviously, has a little bit more fuel, about 2 laps worth, so taking a little bit less fuel on the stop will definitely save him some time, get those 4 fresh tires, and move on. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be his best policy here, as you just see how fast his car is with those slightly newer tires. Just looking really good here, as everyone else is on a little bit older. And we're going to have to wait and see when everyone starts pitting. Very important for the Roush Fenway guys to make sure they get this right. So I'm almost thinking they might want to stay behind the 2 guys here, and we're going to see how that goes. Exactly, guys, you nailed it right on the head, just as you were speaking about that. Greg Biffle obviously approaching with a huge head of steam, with a lot of momentum into the turn. Crew chief told him, back down, stay behind these guys. Not because you can't pass them, it's because we want you to be able to see when they're pitting, so that we can get that pitting spot as well. Yes, a very, very important strategy, as we have a caution that will mess up all the strategy. But 4 tires for sure will be taken. No repairs. And we'll see how that works out. Obviously, pit strategy due to that caution did not help the Roush Fenway number 16 team, as they continue, as they will start behind everyone else. Green flag pit stops was really their only real hope of being able to beat the system, so to speak. But it looks like right now that 16 team has quite a lot of speed. There you see the 16 car there take the lead, trying to block some of these cars here. See the number 20 going to his outside there with the 48 kind of following. Really don't know how all that's going to play out, but we do have a long stretch here, about 8 laps. And we got to watch this pretty close. Exactly. And so obviously another thing that's going to be going on is Greg Biffle has to watch all of these lines, try to block as much as he can, while his car is obviously slow due to the short run capability of everyone else compared to his car, as he is really working hard, as he almost spins out. Almost a caution, but not a caution. Greg Biffle has got to get back up to speed. Oh, this could be a deal changer right there. Alex Bowman got loose into Greg Biffle. No caution thrown as they were both able to get their cars back under control. Greg Biffle trying to fight back, trying to get speed. The car has none right now. Huge development here as he has lost a lot of positions, a lot of time, a lot of track position, and he is going to be really mad at that point. Huge change there. Exactly. And so this is going to change a lot. A caution might actually be the thing that he might want right now, as more than likely everyone else will pit, whereas he could possibly get by on tires. But this is huge as we go racing towards the end of this race. He has got to get that car back up to speed. The long run has got to kick in for him if he has any hope whatsoever of winning. He has got to get going. You see there Kevin Harvick actually improving some position there. He's moved up to the 20th position compared to 25th where he started. Might have a little bit of speed that has finally kicked in on that Stuart Hall's number 4 Mobile 1 car. But you see Greg Biffle is just charging towards the front. I think he is frustrated for sure. Absolutely. Very frustrated is Greg Biffle behind that 16 car. Alex Bowman also rather frustrated, saying that Greg Biffle got in his way by being so slow. So definitely going to probably be some choice words that will happen after the race here today. But depending on if Greg Biffle can get his championship, the words might be a little bit less severe, but we will have to see. That's right, we only have 3 laps remaining. Greg Biffle has a lot of ground to make up still. He has tons of speed. He is really moving that car forward, but it's going to have to be a lot quicker if he wants to make up all of his position as he's approaching the top 10. That's right, we also have Christopher Bell in the 20 car. He is out leading the entire field by quite a few car lengths. But this is not just about the race win. This is about the championship. And so Greg Biffle spins! Greg Biffle in the wall. Championship hopes just might be. And into the... more wrecking. No caution. And once again, NASCAR has not thrown the caution for the incident. Greg Biffle has spun. And there's the caution. Honestly, it's a bit late, I'd say, but we will have to see. Greg Biffle for sure going to be coming down to get those 4 tires and fix the damage. He's going to be studying the way back as we go into overtime. This is it, folks. This is the green-white checkered for the championship. Greg Biffle all the way in the back. He has 4 fresh, brand new tires. Can he get towards the front without spinning? That is the question. Oh, he is mad. He is moving cars. He is really mad. See Christopher Bell there in the 20. He is moving along. He knows that he wants to win it. Kyle Busch up there. Truex Jr. Kurt Busch trying to get position there. Ryan Newman making a move for 3rd. We have Greg Biffle up to the 19th position. He is moving as hard as he can. Going into the turn here. BJ McLeod in the way. Exactly what's BJ McLeod going to do? BJ McLeod moves. Greg Biffle racing towards the front. Will he be able to get it done? Kyle Busch and Truex Jr. have fallen back behind the 48 and the 6 car. And it will be Kyle Busch has won the championship. That is definitely heartbreaking for the Roush Fenway team. But a huge charge towards the front. And yeah, that is just so. That is very disappointing enough for them. But congratulations to Kyle Busch, who is your NASCAR champion here. Montreux Jr. almost got to him. Also, you have multiple other finishing, which we'll look at in the moment. As I say, we will be right back as we finish off. Go back to the results. And there you are. Eric Jones is the winner of the Variant Air Command 400. You also have Ryan Newman, who finished 3rd. You have Kyle Busch, who is your NASCAR champion, who finished 4th. You also have Montreux Jr., who came just shy of getting the championship in 5th. And also the late charge by Greg Biffle, landing him in 8th. Thank you for watching, everyone. We hope to see you here next time on NASCAR. And thank you for watching Return of the Biff. See you next time.